Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Trubergy, also known as Byron Obsidian. Today's video message is aimed at someone who will likely not even see the video. But that's alright, and perhaps someone will float it in his direction eventually. And initially, I have said some rather unkind things about this person in the deep dives shows that I have done with my buddy, brother Cortex, Cortex G33 on YouTube. That person is Matt Hansen, the art director over at Obsidian Games Studio, who's under a great deal of much-deserved fire over some of the decisions he has made and some of the statements he has uttered regarding certain hiring practices and perspectives that he has floated out during his time working on the project Avowed, which at one time I had been looking forward to possibly playing down the road. I don't frequently talk a great deal about video games, but I've been an enthusiast of the media for a very long time. And I have found over the years that RPGs in particular have had a profound influence on my own storytelling efforts as a genre fiction author. Mr. Hansen, you are the art director for a video game, for a project which utilizes audio and visual artistry to portray a narrative and to provide an interactive narrative experience to its potential audience. Yet many of the things that you have said have had nothing to do with art, with the beauty that is possible, with visual and audible arts. The person who creates the artistic product, who crafts from nothing something of beauty and wonder, the identity of that artist should not matter. The product they bring you, the end result, that art is what should matter. Now, everyone has a different aesthetic sense, and some things that I personally find visually grotesque or unappealing will be the most gorgeous thing that someone else lays eyes upon. For beauty genuinely is in the eye of the beholder. Art is subjective. Now, at worst, you can have a consensus of opinion that something is ugly and unappealing and undesirable. At worst, you can have a large consensus of people saying, that's awful. But there will still be a small handful of people who will view that artistic product and say, well, I disagree. I personally quite like it. And it has nothing to do with who made it, where they're from, what genitals they have between their legs, what melanin content they have in their skin, what religious creed they adhere to. It has nothing to do with any of these things. Why would you limit the potential beauty of your artistic product for the sake of such drivel? you are potentially not only robbing artists of a possible avenue of expressive outlet, you are robbing your potential clientele of something that could be wonderful. Because you're not judging based on merit. You're not welcoming artists in based upon the beauty of their work. You're only inviting them in based upon personality facets that are beyond their control. That's no way to be an artist. That is, in fact, antithetical to the beauty of art. Because what you are effectively saying, Mr. Hansen, is that if the potential candidate to work in the artistic area of your product does not look like X, Y, or Z, they're not welcome. What if that person who you have said cannot work for you happens to have been capable of producing the most beautiful product? Your players will never find out. That artist will never find out. And they will be embittered. And they will perhaps be dissuaded from ever trying again. They will walk away dispirited and dejected. Not because the quality of their art did not reach value level, but because you said that their art, no matter how good it was, potentially, would never see the light of day. Because you judged the artists themselves as unworthy of putting forth their efforts into the world. That is unkind at the least. It is hateful at almost the worst. It's hateful toward a group of people collectively. But perhaps this will actually give you a moment to think, Mr. Hansen. It damages the art itself. You do not deserve to call yourself an artist if you believe that art belongs only to certain people. That is inhuman, and it is undeserving of art. Cheers.